Okay, hi and welcome to our class after having the Easter break. So we were away for some time, but we are back now and ready to learn English better than ever before. So let's talk about what are we going to be doing in this class time. So we're going to be talking about journeys. So journey means when you go from one place to another place. It's a journey. It's like you're traveling, you're going somewhere. So especially when we talk about journeys or places that we've been to, we usually use our adjectives to talk about how was the place, was it amazing? Was it a very long journey? Was it a tiring? Was it exhausting? Was it a dangerous, did something happen? It was dangerous. Was it, a safe trip? It was a good, safe trip. So we always want to use our adjectives when we talk about how did we go somewhere? How did we get somewhere? What was our journey like? And especially when we talk about journeys, it's always good to kind of compare. Maybe you want to compare your place, your city, to another place. So you need to use comparative adjectives where we can say, Australia is one of the most amazing countries in the world. It has the largest, sea ocean drive than any other place in the world. It has, we're comparing it, really comparing one place to another place. So we need to use our comparative adjectives. And we're going to be doing a lot of that. We're going to be looking at Colombia and talking about a few places in Colombia as an example. And then we're going to be traveling with talking about money. So when we travel, we need to know how do we talk about money. Maybe we need to exchange money somewhere, or we need to, borrow money from someone, or we need to give someone money. We need to lend someone money. So we're going to be talking about money and then writing ourselves, our journey. We're going to be writing about our own experience when we went to a place. Okay, so let's get into learning all the grammar for talking about journeys. Remember, we are going to a place. So firstly, if we have a look at some adjectives from our first page in our textbook, you can see that we can say adjectives like difficult. That means like it was a hard journey, difficult. It was a hot, if the place was really hot. It was a long journey. That means that when I went there, it was a very long trip. It was long, or it could be slow. Maybe everything was quiet and slow and tiny. It was easy. It was really easy to book your trip. Maybe it was small. There were some things that were small, or it was just beautiful, amazing. Okay, these are some adjectives that we can use when we talk about places. So we're going to read an article about animals' journeys. Now remember, let's listen to the adjectives that are in the article. So we'll read together. So animal journeys. Every year, animals around the world go on long and difficult journeys called migrations. Okay, the adjectives were long and difficult. Yeah, so make sure you circle or underline the adjectives. Okay, the saiga. Saiga antelopes live in Central Asia. In the spring, they walk to higher places for food. A male saiga can walk 35 kilometers a day, and it's faster than a female. The journey is more dangerous for a female saiga because she has her calf in the spring. . Okay, we've got some adjectives here. Higher, Faster, okay, faster, that's an adjective. More dangerous. Okay, so that's our adjectives. Tree frogs. Tree frogs have shorter journeys than other animals. But for a small frog, the journey isn't easier. In spring, it climbs 30 meters down a tree, lays its eggs in water, and then it climbs up the tree. For a tree frog, it's a very difficult journey. The adjectives were shorter, easier, and very difficult. Male turtles have longer journeys than other sea animals. For example, the loggerhead turtle leaves the beach as a baby and it swims around 14,000 kilometers. 15 years later, the female turtle returns to the same beach and lays eggs. Okay, the adjectives were longer, and that's it, longer. Okay, some words. So we know male, that's the symbol for the male. The female, this is the symbol for the female. And a calf is a young, like baby animal. So a calf can be a baby cow, a baby elephant, or a baby sager. Okay, so a calf. It's only for some animals you say that word. So you don't say baby, you say calf. Only for some animals. So now that we read the article, let's answer some questions. The sager, which measurement or like what was its journey? I can see that it walks 35 kilometers per day. Yeah, so 1C. The tree frog, the tree frog, 30 meters every year. Because the loggerhead turtle, I know, is 14,000 kilometers in 15 years. So that shows you the distance of its journey, how much time it needs. Okay, so the sager, I'm going to get you to do these answers yourself and we'll come back and check them. So the sager, when do they travel? Which season? They already did this one for us, in spring. Where do they travel to? Write the answer here. Which adjectives describe the journey? Which adjectives tell us what it's like when they travel? Is it hard? Is it long? Is it difficult? Is it safe, slow? Okay, so write the adjective here. Okay, let's have a look at comparative adjectives. So we know comparative adjectives mean we want to compare a place to another place. And when I do comparative adjective, I need to, first of all, let's look at an adjective. We know an adjective is when we need to talk about one noun. We put the adjective first and then the noun. You know, for example, the big house, the small car, the heavy book, the large building. Okay, so when we talk about one noun, adjective first and then the noun. But when we want to compare, so now I want to talk about two nouns, or maybe I want to talk about one noun to many nouns. So I'm comparing, and we call this comparative adjectives. So we use it because now we want to compare. I want to show if they're different, the same, how is it different or the same? And there's a few rules. So in the first one, we have, if you're comparing maybe my book to your book, or my house to your house. So I'm comparing the same noun, but it's two different people that have it, or two different, you know, like for example, Australia and Colombia. So it's the same category of noun. Either it's like, you know, an object, it's a place, a type of food. So it's the same category. Okay, so maybe we're comparing houses, my house and your house, or my car and your car, or my book and your book, or my mobile phone and your mobile phone. Now, when I do that, if it's a short adjective, that means words like long, tall, nice, kind. Okay, they're short because there's only maximum 5 letters. So it's a short word. It's called a short adjective. And when I need to compare, I have the adjective, but I need to add an ER and then the word then. So I put the first noun here. For example, my book is bigger than your book. My house is smaller than your house. Okay, so that's what a short adjective is. If it's a long adjective, that means words like beautiful, amazing. Okay, you can see that there's lots of letters in there. And I'd say the first noun. So my doesn't matter, I could be talking about my phone is more amazing than your phone. Okay, so that was very simple sentences. But I wanted you to see if you want to compare one noun to another noun. But you got to look at the adjective. Is it a short adjective that I want to compare? Big, small, huge, tiny, safe, cold, hot? Or is it a long adjective like beautiful, amazing, difficult, expensive, dangerous? And then I need to follow the rules. But you do have some adjectives that are irregular. That means they break the rule. They have their own rule. So if I want to talk about one noun, this book is good. This laptop is good. My friend is good. But when I want to compare, I don't say good, I say better. So my book is better than your book. My phone is better than his phone. Okay, so we need to say better when we want to compare. If I want to say bad, bad is fine. If I'm talking about one noun, you know, that teacher is a bad teacher. That friend is a bad friend. My boss is a bad boss. My phone is really bad. But when I compare, I say worse. So my phone is worse than your phone. My laptop is worse than my sister's laptop. Okay, so can you see how we are comparing now nouns? We're not just talking about one noun, but I want to talk about this noun compared to someone else's noun. So what two-letter words, so question 4, do you add to short adjectives to compare them? What two-letter words? ER. Okay, you add the ER. What word comes before long adjective? More. Which adjectives have an irregular comparative? Good and bad. What word often comes after a comparative to compare two things? Then. Okay, so that was question 4. We answered the answers. We gave the answers. To so we have number 5. We were writing the comparative form. So if we have the adjective big, the comparative is bigger. If we have the adjective small, smaller. Cheap, cheaper than. Expensive, it's a long adjective, so more expensive than. Cold, colder. Hot, hotter. Dangerous, more dangerous than. Safe, safer. Difficult, more difficult than. Easy, easier. Fast, faster. Slow, slower. Good, better. Bad, worse. Long, longer. Short, shorter. Okay, so these are the comparative adjectives of short and long adjectives. So that means I want to compare one noun to another noun. So I could say, my grandmother's house is bigger than my friend's grandmother's house. Okay, my brother is smaller than your brother. My book is cheaper than your book. Your iPhone is more expensive than my iPhone. Europe is colder than Africa. Africa is hotter than Australia. Okay, that's just some examples when we compare one noun to another noun. So we have some sentences here. Let's have a look. So number 1, the summer in Spain. Okay, we'll look at these sentences together. The summer in Spain is, you should have, because I'm comparing, is hotter than in Iceland. Okay, so is hotter than. I'm comparing one noun, Spain, to another noun, Iceland. My journey was, now long is when I talk about one noun, but longer than, it was longer than normal because the train was late. So longer than, short adjective. Their new house has 3 bedrooms. It's bigger than their old house. It has 2. So their new house is bigger than their old house. When I was a child, the roads were safer. So the adjective is safe, but I need to add the ER. So safer than the roads today. That's because there weren't many cars. Okay, so safer than, short adjective. Call a taxi. It's fast, but I want to compare it. It's faster than walking. Okay, faster than. The question on the exam this year. Okay, so the question on the exam this year were more difficult. That's a long adjective than last year. Okay, so more difficult than. Okay, long adjective. The bus ticket is $10 and the train ticket is $12. So the bus is cheaper. If I want, I can continue the sentence. It's cheaper than the train. Okay, the bus is cheaper than. So cheaper than, it's a short adjective, the train. I go to work by bus. It's better than going by car. So better than. That means it comes from the good, the adjective good. But I can't say good when I want to compare. I can say good, yes, the bus is good. But when I want to compare, the bus is better than the car. So I need to make sure I'm saying both the nouns. The noun goes in the beginning. Remember, the noun first, and then the adjective. If it's a short or long adjective, we need to follow the rule, and then the second noun. So that's how you make a sentence. Okay, we're looking at some comparison sentences. We're writing them together. So we said Australia is hotter than Antarctica. A car is more expensive than a bicycle. Did you have that one? Or a car is faster than a bicycle? Yeah, this one. A car is bigger than a bicycle. Did you have something like that for your sentence? We're comparing 2 nouns, a car and a bike. We're comparing sports. So rock climbing is less difficult than surfing. Or maybe is less dangerous. Yeah. Long adjective. Traveling by air is faster than by sea. Maybe it's safer than by sea. More expensive than by sea. Yeah, so you have a sentence, something like that. So we're comparing air and sea, 2 different nouns, traveling by air, traveling by sea. Now we're comparing animals. An elephant is bigger than a lion, good. Is slower than a lion, you could say. An elephant is stronger, maybe, than a lion. Is less dangerous than a lion. So you can see you can use some short adjectives. You remember short adjectives, we add the ER, bigger, slower, stronger. Or you can use a long adjective, less dangerous than. Let's compare types of holidays. A holiday in the city is more interesting than camping. Same? Is more expensive. Good. A holiday in the city is more expensive than camping. We're going to compare cities. Paris is nearer to Australia than New York. Paris is more expensive than Australia. Sorry, Paris is more expensive. So I'll make this one a simple one. So Paris is, yeah, more expensive, I think. That's a long adjective. Or you could say Paris is safer. Okay, using a short adjective. So I'm going to put the short adjective first. Maybe you want to say is safer or more expensive than. Did you have any other ones? Is cheaper, maybe? Yeah, nice. Paris is older than New York. Good. Older. And we're going to compare types of traveling. Train journeys are cheaper than plane journeys. Maybe a slower. They're cheaper, they're slower. Yeah. Okay, before we continue, let's look at another way to compare. So I talked about the first way to compare, and that's when we compare, you know, one noun to another noun. But when I compare, I've got another type of comparative. It's called a superlative comparative. And we use this comparative when I compare one noun, but maybe just to say to the rest of the world, in the whole world, in the ocean, in the whole classroom. So it's sentences, for example, like Tom is smarter, is the most smartest student in the whole class. So I didn't say exactly to who, but I just said compared to many. So Tom is the smartest student in the class compared to everyone. Okay, so this is a different way of comparing. It's one person, one animal, one object, but to many. Okay, not like the one before, you know, one object or one person or one animal to another, but this is to many. So again, we have similar rules. If it's a short adjective, you say the adjective, but you need to add now an est to the adjective. So the smartest, you know, this person is the strongest man in the world. Australia is the biggest continent in the world. Okay, so you're adding an est, not er, but est. And you're also, like I said, in the world, you're having a different ending to your, the way that you end it is very differently. If it's a long adjective, so we know the same words, beautiful, expensive, they've just got a lot more words in them. They're long adjectives. So you say, my house is the most expensive house in the street, in the suburb, in the area. Okay, or you know, Brazil is the most biggest, biggest, no, would be a short adjective. That would be here. Brazil is the biggest country in Latin America. Okay, so here we could have in Latin America because we're comparing it to many countries in Latin America. But this one is, yeah, my laptop is the most expensive laptop compared to everyone in my whole family. And again, you have irregular. So if you want to say good, you say good only for one noun. But when you want to compare, you can say, my friend is the best person in the world. My dad is the best dad in the whole world. My car is the best car compared to many other cars. If you want to say bad, you can for one noun, or you can say worse. This is the worst movie I have ever seen. This is the worst book compared to many that I read. Okay, so these were called the superlative comparison. So just be careful. There's an EST, not an ER to the short adjective. And in the long adjective, we add the most. In the long adjective for this one, we said more. And here, different words. So better, best. Worse, worst. So Australia is hotter than Antarctica. That was this sentence. Rock climbing is more dangerous than surfing. That's this sentence. You can say a sentence in the superlative. It would be something like, London is the most sorry, I'm going to this one first, is the most expensive country in the UK, maybe, for example. London is the most expensive country in the UK. Or, Australia is the biggest continent in the world. Okay, so now you are going to write and compare two different cities. Okay, so you can use lots of different comparisons that you want to compare it with. Okay, we're going to see lots of comparatives. So this is about Portugal. Portugal has some of the most stunning coastlines. So that's a long adjective, most stunning coastlines. That means like around from when the land touches the ocean. Profoundly rich historical history, amazing wines, great flamenco music, and some of the most delicious seafood cuisine. Okay, most delicious seafood cuisine. That's using a superlative, comparing it to many other countries. Lisbon is the capital of Portugal and is also the most popular city. Can you see the comparative? The most popular city amongst tourists. It is renowned or known for its blend of historic charm, vibrant culture, and breathtaking views. This makes it one of the most alluring cities in Portugal. Venezuela. It has the highest superlative comparative waterfall in the world and is the cheapest country in Latin America? Venezuela has more oil reserves than any other countries. In the 60s, Venezuela was known as the happiest country in the world. Hungary. The most famous city in Hungary is Budapest, which is known for its stunning architecture, history, and culture. Szombathely is the oldest city in Hungary. It was founded in 45 AD. One of the most beautiful places in Hungary is Lake Balaton, located 80 kilometers southeast of Budapest. Balaton Lake is known to be the largest lake in Europe. The best place to visit in Hungary is Győr, where you'll find a few hundred buildings that are considered monuments. You can also walk through the charming old town. The month of January is the coldest month in the country. It can go as low as minus 1.6 degrees, while in June, the hottest month has an average of 21 degrees. Okay, so we were comparing, remember, two different cities or two different countries using our comparative. So Javiera says for Chile and Argentina, two countries in Latin America. Chile is the most amazing. You can't just stop the sentence with noun, adjective. You have to have a noun, or, you know, in this case, because it's a superlative, is the most amazing. If you want compared to Argentina, okay, is the most amazing compared to Argentina, compared to Argentina. You can travel from mountain range to sea in only 4 hours. Good, thank you. But Argentina, so maybe is the most amazing, so Chile is, okay, but Argentina is bigger than Chile. And in soccer, Argentina is better than Chile. Good. So that was just using your two comparing nouns. However, so we usually put a comma after however. Chile is the most developed country in Latin America. Good. We're using the superlative because we're saying compared to all the other countries, it is the most developed country. I had no idea. I thought it was Argentina. So that's interesting. Also, Chile is more expensive than Argentina. Chile has better wine than Argentina, but Argentina is very good in Malbec. Yeah, is better. You could say is better. Remember, don't say good when you compare. Better is better in Malbec. So I like that comparison. Argentina has more varieties of landscapes than Chile. Good. So Chile is the most amazing compared to Argentina. Maybe for a few reasons. Because remember, it wasn't completely because you said but you could say for a few reasons. I might make it one sentence. Firstly, you can travel. So just to make it sound more connected. So firstly, you can travel from the mountain ranges to the seaside, in only 4 hours. I might put all the positive first. Chile is the most developed country. Also, Chile is more expensive than Argentina. And Chile has better wines than Argentina, but Argentina is better in Malbec. I might just change your sentences just a little bit to put all the positive. Thank you. Perfect. Yes. So let's read that one again. Chile and Argentina. Chile is the most amazing compared to Argentina for a few reasons. Firstly, you can travel from the mountain ranges to the seaside in only 4 hours, while in Argentina, it will take longer. Chile is the most developed country in Latin America and is more expensive in lifestyle than Argentina and has better wine, although Argentina is better in Malbec. However, Argentina is bigger than Chile and better in soccer and has more varieties of landscapes than Chile. Very good. Okay, Yaneth writes, Australia and Colombia, comparison between Australia and Colombia. So Australia is a large island continent located in the Southern Hemisphere. It is known for its stunning natural beauty, including the Great Barrier Reef, Uluru, and countless national parks. The country has a diverse population and a strong economy, with major industries including mining, agriculture, and tourism. Now, there's no comparison in here. Did you realize it's just all about one noun? And we haven't yet compared. Australians are known for their laid back, especially cricket. Colombians, on the other hand, is located in South America and is known for its rich, the country has a diverse landscape. So it is talking about comparing them, yes, but it's not really using comparative adjectives. Maybe this last one, overall, Australia and Colombia offer very different experiences for visitors and residents. Australia is known for its natural beauty and relaxed lifestyle, while Colombia offers a rich cultural experience. Okay, so really good, but it wasn't really comparing the two. So maybe I will see if you can do it again, Yaneth. So today I will compare two countries, Peru and Colombia. Peru has more famous archaeological sites, such as Machu Picchu, compared to Colombia. Yet Colombia has more colonial architecture than Peru. Both have delicious food, but Peruvians eat more seafood than Colombians, while Colombians eat more variety of dishes, such as bandeja paisa and arepas. Colombia has more stunning beaches than Peru. Okay, so good comparison. You can hear the more than, compared to, bigger, larger. You want to be speaking like that when you compare. Not just saying Peru has this, Colombia, this. Okay? More comparing. So the two largest cities in Brazil are Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. Sao Paulo is larger in population and land size compared to Rio. Sao Paulo also has a better economic stand than Rio, while Rio is stronger in tourism. However, samba and carnival are more common in Rio than São Paulo. There is more cultural diversity in Rio than São Paulo. Rio has better stunning landscapes with mountains, beaches, and tropical forests than São Paulo, while São Paulo, on the other hand, is a more urbanized city with many buildings. Okay, China, comparing China and Japan. So listen to the adjectives, listen to the comparing between two different countries. China, my country, has a population of 1.4 billion people, a population larger than Japan. It also has a land area larger than Japan, a high-speed railway exceeding Japan's speed per hour, and a larger number of fresh fruits and vegetables than Japan. China's various conveniences are also more convenient than Japan's, including, or you could say such as, clothing, home appliances, and 5G technology. I think China is much more advanced than Japan in many aspects. Last one, So we're comparing the two of the largest cities in Vietnam, Hanoi and Saigon. So Saigon and Hanoi are two of the biggest cities in Vietnam. Saigon's population is more than Hanoi's, while Hanoi's land area is larger. Hanoi has all 4 seasons compared to Saigon, which has 2. Saigon people are friendlier and more enthusiastic and always helping each other than Hanoi. There is more politics in Hanoi, while Saigon is stronger in economics. Okay, good. So we just were able to compare. See you tomorrow. We're comparing places, comparing cities. So not just talking about one, but now we're comparing. We're saying something is bigger, something is better, it's stronger. The economy is stronger in this country compared to this country. The people are more friendlier here compared to here. Okay, so I'm comparing, not just talking about one place, one country, but comparing it to another. So we needed to use the comparative adjectives where we add the ER to the adjective, bigger, stronger, smaller, taller, or we use the superlative where we add the EST. It's the biggest in the world. It's the largest ocean in the world. It has the kindest people in the world. Okay, so that's what we did today. Next lesson, we're going to be also looking at ways of traveling. So how do we get from one place to another? And just looking again at the superlative adjective and the comparative adjective, and yeah, doing a bit more writing with places. Okay, so that's all next lesson.